What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wealth Over Fame, where the hustle meets the grind and the playbook isn't just on the court. I'm your host, Whitney, the real estate game changer. And if you're ready for your VIP pass to the world of sports and real estate, let's get it. What's up, everybody? It's Whitney, the real estate game changer, here with Marquise Foreman of Grand Changing. Great life. Let's say it again.
Grand life, great change.
Grand life, great changes.
Yeah.
What that mean?
Now, what that means, because in order to have a grand life, you have to make a great change. It's a lot of people out here that want to change, but like they're not willing to change. You say you want a different type of lifestyle. You want a different type of life, right? You might come from poverty. You might come from the hood. You might come from wherever that you don't like your life.
Right.
So in order to
your
have
circumstances,
in order to have that grand life or that dream life, you have to make a great change. It's mandatory.
So give me a little detail about how you got on this journey of financial literacy, credit repair, investing. Like, just how did you get here?
Okay. That's a good question, man. So how I got on this journey? Was actually studying my money. Like actually looking at your bank account.
So what you mean study? Like when you look at you like, oh, well, I spent $300 on fast food this month. Or I spent, I spent $2,000 on shoes this month or something. Like, that's what you mean, like studying it?
Yeah. Tracking your spending and then studying wealthy people. So with the tracking your spending, like you would go to your online bank and then just whoever you bank with, you might have like 2 or 3 bank accounts. So like make sure you have the apps on your phone and not just like they online.
Because most people just look and check their balance.
Yeah, have them on your phone. And then at the end of the month, you want to kind of track your spending. You want to see how much you spent on frivolous things or things that you just didn't need. That wasn't a necessity. And then as far as the other aspect, aside from tracking your spending, you have to study the wealthy people. You have to study the rich. You have to study healthy habits. Right.
So when you start studying on your journey of becoming this spokesperson for financial literacy and credit repair, how you studying your bank account, what did you see or was some of the most common mistakes we make in spending?
Man, it'll be food, it'll be clothes. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go at H&M and spend a bag because you can mix and match your clothes with this and that and the third.
But like they done got real smart. Like people thrifting now. Like it's all about the thrift. Like So people getting kind of smart about it.
But that's a certain group of people. It's another group of people that want to wear the Gucci, they want to wear the Louis, and then they might have a Gucci this and a Fluey that. Meaning by Fluey, it might be a fake Louis. You know
and we want to look rich, but we broke for real. Yeah. That's the thing. So just give us a little bit more about Marquise. What drives you? What gets you going? What about financial literacy, credit repair, what gets you excited about it? Like,
man, what got me excited about it is just like coming from where I come from, the north side of Houston. It was a different environment to come from because it was so much going on. Like everybody say you a product of your environment, right? Everybody's a product of their environment. Right. Like I had this conversation with my mother the other day. I was like, Mama, if I was around doctors and lawyers, I probably would have been a doctor or lawyer.
Right.
But I was around, the dope boys or like the people that was in illegal activity. Right. And they had the money, they had the car, they had the clothes. And as a young adolescent, you have to differentiate on, okay, like how are they getting that or why are they getting that? And then you kind of follow suit. So you end up doing what they doing. You end up having the things that they having. And that also goes with the consequences that they're having too. So I end up running into like a lot of those consequences as well. So pretty much I learned from them, but I kept my good money habits.
Right. So you get in some trouble, but you still learning how to understand money, how it moves, how it works. So that's what you're doing. So many people struggle with understanding the basics of personal finance. Can you tell us about a pivotal moment in your life where like you was just like, I got to do better with my money?
The pivotal moment was when I understood that I didn't have a financial system for my money, right?
So what triggered that thought? Why am I broke today? Like, what triggered it? What moment was like, I gotta do better?
Man,
like, did something happen?
It just happened because a lot of times we're creatures of habit, so we'll find ourselves in the same routine, whether we got a job or we're an entrepreneur. Because a lot of entrepreneurs, they need to get on the schedule, right? But let's say we're in a job, right? You'll get up at the same time, you'll take lunch at the same time, you'll get off at the same time.
Right.
But then you won't necessarily think about what you spending.
And then that paycheck's still the same every 2 weeks.
And then the paycheck is still the same.
Every 2 weeks, it's nothing changing.
Every 2 weeks. So like, in order to get it down pat, you have to understand where you're going with it. You have to understand where you're going. You have to understand where you at, most of all. That's why I talked about the tracking the spending. But when I understood that I didn't have a financial system for my money, I started reading books and I started getting into other information, right? So I came across this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And I recommend everybody go get this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And you can probably come up with your own system. But right, I came up with mine. And mine is the 10% method. Okay. So the 10% method is save 10% of whatever's coming in. Like if you get like your bi-weekly paycheck or your weekly paycheck, or if you get paid on salary, your monthly paycheck, whatever you get coming in, that's child support, that's even child support.
Right.
That's tax refund, that's student refund, right? Everything. Whatever you have coming in, take 10% of that and put it away where you do not touch it.
What if they can't afford to put 10% away? Like, what if they bills are just literally neck and neck? Like, after I done gave my tithes and paid all my bills, I ain't got nothing to save.
I got you. And that's where the 10% method comes in. Because what the 10% method does is it breaks it down for you. If you can't save 10%, you'll end up saving 5%.
So you save what you can, but you put a saving method in your budget, your budgeting.
And if you can't save the 5%, you go down to 2.5%. That's where we get in that building stage.
But we're going to save something, though.
Yeah, because like, let's say if it's just $20, man, like you got $20, you got $10 that you can like put away. You know what I'm saying?
And then, like, for real, though, like, we be having the money, but we refuse to discipline ourselves enough to stop bad habits. Like, oh, I don't got it because I eat out for lunch every day. Oh, I don't got it because a lot of people got this bad habit and they don't even understand how much money they spending. But you buy Starbucks every morning, bro. Like, we did the math on somebody who spends about $15 at Starbucks. They get a Danish, a coffee, and something else. It's like every morning, $15.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't even understand. Like 15 times 5 by itself is $60. That's $60 on a week, just going out the door every morning on something real frivolous that we could actually put away somewhere else and do something else with that money.
Yeah.
But in your work, I know you encounter like misconceptions about credit, financial literacy, or and things like that. Tell me what are the one of the most misconceptions that you have to clear up when you're dealing with different type of people?
That the most misconception that we get a lot of time in the credit space, in the credit repair industry, in the funding industry, is that it happens overnight. This doesn't happen overnight.
Right. So explain.
It's a process.
Like, so I had a client, a real estate client who was looking to get their credit repair. So they go to the credit repair specialist and the guy like, hey, he did the consultation or whatever. He like 6 months, you should be in a 7, right?
Yeah.
6 months comes, she's 9 to 7. She's still not able to buy a house because her credit ain't right. But he said, well, every 45 days, I'll give you an update because that's on the credit bureau's report and this and this and that. But tell me where we missing at right
now. On that part, the credit cycles work in 30 days.
Okay.
So that's where I think he was still like a little bit wrong at, because the credit cycles work in 30 days, right? because your payment date, it's a payment date, reporting date, and a payment date, reporting date, and it's another date that's out there, right? But the thing is, if that person doesn't have good money habits, they're going to still keep those same habits. You can't just tell somebody, hey, you're going to be good. That's why I would want to get you into my program. I would want to get you into my mentorship if I'm fixing your credit. And that way you have direct access to me. Hey, should I spend this? Or kind of like when we have that initial consultation and that conversation, we'll be talking about where your finances are, where your credit is, where you're at, and where you're trying to go. Because that's generally what we're trying to get our clients to understand. Like, you have to know where you're at. You have to know where you're at in order to get where you're trying to go.
So how can someone establish good credit habits early on, and what are the potential long-term benefits for doing so? So, like, if I got a college student, 18, 19 years old, really ain't really had no credit cards, how can they establish good credit early in their life instead of later on, and what is the benefit of it?
Okay, gotcha. So how we would start it early on is we would get accounts, primary accounts. We always want to set up primary accounts. You at least want to have like 10 to 12 of these accounts, primary accounts. And a primary account that's saying that you're the sole owner. Because I know, have you ever heard about authorized users?
Yeah.
So authorized users, that's another party's account. That's another person's account. So we would set them up with primary accounts. Now, the primary accounts, a couple of them would be self, kickoff, and I wouldn't say rent reporters just yet, but credit strong.
So they 18, 19, are they going to be eligible to get 12 different accounts, primary accounts, with no credit history, no working history, no?
Oh, no. It would just be in the building stages. That's why they would start with these three that I'm saying now. Would be self, kickoff, and credit strong.
Well, let me be quiet. Repeat those three real quick. Let the people know those
I got
three.
You. So that's self-lender, kickoff, and credit strong. Right? So what they'll do is they'll add you a trade line with no inquiry. So they're just going to briefly check your credit, but it's not going to be a hard inquiry on your credit. Right. And a hard inquiry, it counts as a negative on your report, so it'll bring your score down. So these accounts don't do that.
Okay.
Like, absolutely no hard inquiry. And you can have these building your credit report out.
So how does it build the credit? Like, is it like a credit card that they use, or is it like what we call them when you got to put the money in a secure credit card? Is it like those?
Yeah, it's like a secure it's like a secure credit card and a secure loan at the same time. Okay. Because these companies have different products. So they can, like, let's say if you were doing good with paying your installment loan back, that your secured installment loan, you was doing good with paying that back. Hey, next thing you know, 6 months later, they might offer you a credit card that you can use.
Right. Instead of taking out a loan, now they're giving you credit because they see that you can pay your money back.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who struggle with poor credit, like a lot of people, and we've had this conversation off air and everything like that, but I work a lot with college athletes, the people with the NIL deals and things like that, sports and entertainment, but they don't really need credit because they got that bag, but we still need credit because, from my understanding, credit is more powerful than liquid. So for people who are struggling with bad credit or poor credit, what are some actionable steps that they can take to begin repairing? I know they should probably reach out to you and get into your mentorship. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what are some steps they can do for themselves, just briefly, to try to start getting their credit together?
I got you. So starting off, everybody, student or not student, but specifically students, check your credit report. Check your credit report.
What are they checking it at?
I'm going to give you a free site, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a free site. So it's annualcreditreport.com.
Right.
They, by law, they have to give you all 3 credit reports, at least one per year.
So they can check it every year, top of the year, after you get your taxes. After you get your taxes back, you pay your taxes, make sure you're checking your credit report. Mm-hmm. So when you pull in your W-2, pull your annual credit report. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Every year.
Yeah.
So
and that's gonna give you that free credit report. Now I do offer one that you can I have a link for it and everything, but like it's one that you can actually see all of your credit reports. Now, all of your credit reports still would be TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right? But it's still other credit reports that lenders use, mortgage lenders use, and auto lenders use, and insurance lenders use. So it shows you all of that.
So I do real estate. So like from what lenders tell me, it's you got a different type of credit for an auto loan, a different type of credit for a house loan, a different type of credit for a credit card loan. So so tell them like when you looking at your credit, what to be looking for if you trying to, let's say, get a credit card.
If you're trying to get a credit card?
A credit card. Because we're talking, if you're a college student and you ain't got no credit card or nothing like that, and you're trying to get a credit card, what are they looking at on their credit to improve that they, how can I put it?
Okay.
What are they looking at on their credit to make sure, or they can ensure that they get approved for a credit card?
Okay, yeah, they would actually still go to that. They would go to that free site. Well, another free site would be Credit Karma.
No, what are they looking for on their credit? Like negatives, positives, like what they looking for? Like,
okay, but the thing that they would have to look for is like, where is it at? So it's certain metrics in the credit profile, because like that's what we kind of like looking for. We don't want a certain score. We want like a certain report or a certain profile. So because I ran into people that I've tried to get funded that's had 700s, that even had 750s, and they got denied because they didn't have a strong profile. They just had a strong score.
Okay.
And it's a difference between it. So when you're looking at it from the standpoint of like as a beginner and everything like that, you want to make sure your payment history is at 100%. You want to make sure your credit utilization, well, you don't have credit utilization per se yet, but you want to look at those metrics. So with payment history and credit utilization, that's 65% of your score.
Okay.
So you have to make sure these are intact already and you're building these. So this is still a building process. So you still want to use these free sites to actually build your credit as well, because it'll help you see where you're at and see where you need to go.
So basically what he's saying is don't max out your credit cards and pay your bills on time. That's what he's saying. So
exactly.
That's exactly what he's saying.
That's 65% of your score.
That's huge. That's a huge amount of your score. So look, when y'all get these credit cards, all my college athletes, all my entertainers, when y'all get these new credit cards, do not max them out. Keep your utilization low and pay them back on time, and pay all your other bills on time too. I mean, your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your insurance, all that reflects, right?
Yeah, and I want to give them some on the bag too. So if you're going for funding, right? If you're going for funding, your utilization needs to be at a certain rate, because the banks go off of their rates, right? And they can change their rates at any time. Because like the real estate industry, things change. Like this, like any other industry,
all the
right?
time.
It changes. So your utilization, when you're trying to go get the bag or when you're trying to go get funding, you want it at 10%.
10%.
That's a good spot right there. But if you really want that good bag, and then you got a 750 or 800 credit score, you want it to be at like a 3% to 5%. That's that sweet spot.
Okay. So in your mentorship, you tell them what you because I know you can like show people like how to get their credit right. You can show them budgeting and planning. You can show them how to get funding through credit card companies and things like that. So tell us a little bit about your mentorship program.
Yeah, I got you. So we go all the way from credit to cash flow, right? Getting your personal credit right, getting your LLC right, getting your business credit built, getting your business funding, and then have you getting a cash flowing business or starting a cash flowing business, because a lot of these businesses that people start out here, they're not cash flowing or they're oversaturated, right? And then you have to be actually good at the business. Like you have to actually be good, or like let's say you have to actually have a desire to learn more about that business, not just like it.
Okay.
Right? Because you're not going to stay in it very long.
Right, because you don't really have a passion for it.
Shiny object syndrome, where a lot of people get, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, now I'm doing that. Oh, now I'm doing this. Oh, now I'm doing that. Right?
But is that not okay? Because like we live in a world today where like people are choosing what like, oh, well, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try this. Because, you know, back in the day when I was coming up, it was like, go to school, go to college, graduate, get a good job, live a good life. That's what it was. But now, it's like, all right, let me try to be a podcaster. Let me try to be a YouTuber. Let me try to be a real estate agent. Let me try to be an entrepreneur over here and dibble and dabble in t-shirts. Let me dibble and dabble in Toro and sell cars. Let me do everything, because we have been taught now that the more revenue streams we have, the more successful we are. So people just out here just like, well, boom, 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 boom.
I got you. Because they say that the average millionaire have 7 streams of income, right? But a lot of people don't tell you about where those 7 streams of income are coming from. Now, just like you were saying, going back to what you were saying, like, let's say I'm in real estate, right?
Right.
So I sell houses. Okay, that's one stream of income. Right. I invest in houses. That's another stream of income. Yeah. I have a book telling on how I got into real estate and how to leverage real estate.
That's another stream.
That's another stream of income. And then you have a podcast where you talk about real estate. You're giving away gems. Hey, you're giving away certain information.
Quit talking about my process, bro. Quit talking about my process.
That's another stream of income. So you don't have to do 50 different things in other industries if they're not tied into your one thing. Right. But they do also have successful serial entrepreneurs. And that's what I kind of consider myself as, but everything is still based around credit. You have to have your credit in position, because the credit is king.
Right.
I'm saying cash flow is queen. Not cash.
I'll take that.
But credit is king and cash flow is queen.
Okay.
All day long.
So in your mentorship, you take them from basically, if they're in a situation, from
credit repair, you got bad credit, no credit, whatever the situation may be. We go from credit
to teaching you how to utilize that credit into cash flow. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So y'all, listen, if y'all looking for him and y'all looking to take y'all credit up to excellent credit, from poor credit to excellent credit, and you looking to utilize that, y'all really probably want to tap in with Keith real fast. So we start talking about real estate. You start talking about real estate. So real estate investment for college athletes. What do you think? Real estate can be an attractive investment option for a lot of people, but I try to teach it to the athletes now early, based on some fact, me being a college athlete and not having anybody to help me with that transition from college to what we call the real world, or build a financial cushion while we in school or anything like that. So what do you think about, what are some unique considerations that they should keep in mind when exploring investing in real estate?
Okay, I got you. And that's a good question. And it's not a lot of people that kind of ask me that question, unless I'm, say coming to somebody that's in real estate, right? So I would say, first, I want to touch on 2 things: wholesaling real estate, right, and REITs.
Okay.
So wholesaling real estate, you'll actually figure out that you don't have to have a real estate license to sell real estate.
I think everybody hit to that now, like the wholesaling method.
Yeah, I mean, they are, but it's still certain people that need to like take that route.
Right.
Because that comes with cold calling.
But it comes with having a bag, though. You can't get in no investment game without having a bag. So when you teach them how to get that bag from utilizing their credit, how do they take that and that you got their credit up, they utilize their credit. So how do they utilize that in real estate? How do they utilize that bag?
So wholesaling would be the beginner stages. Now, to upgrade the stages of real estate that I'm in, like personally,
right,
this is what I would say.
Okay.
Because I like businesses with, like, let's say, less overhead, right? Overhead is that amount that you have to pay out, like those expenses and things like that, right? So the real estate investment that I would get in and I'm in personally, is real estate investment trust, which those are REITs, right? Those are stocks on the stock market exchange, and like you can buy into those stocks, and those stocks actually have to pay out 90% profits to their shareholders.
So
hold on, we're not gonna pause.
Okay.
We're not gonna just skip over that. 90% of their profits have to go to shareholders.
Hey, break it down. Why 90%?
That's how they set up. And so, because when I found out about them, like, because I was into stocks, like I'm trying to figure out, hey man, which stock to buy and stuff like that. But with REITs, they give out dividends.
Oh, so I teach that real estate investment trust because to me, I think for college athletes who don't have the time to manage a property or manage multiple properties, because you got school, they got schedules, you know, it get hectic in college, period. Being an athlete, it can be hectic. And that's one of my first steps that I tell them to do. Like, if you ready to invest in real estate, let's start with a REITs, because I could show you how you can make money off this REITs with little to no work. We just need that startup money, that investment money, which you show them how to get. Yeah. But yeah,
some of these REITs, $30, $45, maybe $100.
What's the return on something that low though?
Well, it always depends on the amount of shares that you buy.
Okay.
So when you go into stocks, or any stock really, but REITs specifically, you still want to study like about that REIT and see where it is in this market, because the residential industry, it's not going to have the same leverage as it would have in another season, right? So let's say the residential industry popping right now, but
because it is,
right? Let's say that's popping right now.
Yeah.
But you didn't bought a whole lot of industrial REITs. Know what I'm saying? So
right.
you bought the wrong stock. Like, you bought the right stock at the wrong time.
So you saying like, so that goes into my next question. What are some of the groundworks that you would suggest that students should, before investing in not just real estate, we talking about stocks and bonds or any type of investment? What is some groundwork you think college athletes should do before they really start investing, whether it's real estate, stocks and bonds, or whatever?
Okay, now the first investment. Now this is one of the biggest gems that any mentor, any coach is going to give you, right? Invest in yourself. Like, take the time out to read a book, take the time out to go on a walk, take the time out to just sit with yourself for at least 15 minutes and just think about what you're thinking about, right? Just sit in silence, think about what you're thinking about, right? So I would say invest in yourself, invest time into yourself, and invest time into whatever craft that you want to get into. And then you will also invest in a mentor and a coach.
So the crazy thing about it is, like, a lot of people look at investments as financial investments.
Yeah,
and right. You just really told them, like, every investment is not a financial investment. He talking about a mental investment, a spiritual investment, that initial investment in yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in what you're doing or what you're trying to accomplish, why would anybody else believe in you? So I really appreciate you making that statement today, because a lot of people think like, oh, well, I don't got no money.
Yeah.
But you ain't even put that initial thought process that you ain't set with yourself long enough to even go to the financial part. You got to be mentally and spiritually and emotionally prepared, because investments are risky and, things happen. So,
and I want to touch on that too, because it's a lot of, entrepreneurs out here. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for about, let's say a year now, right?
Okay.
So a lot of people, you see on Instagram, and you'll see it on all these other platforms, TikTok, Facebook, all this other stuff, right? You'll see the glitz and the glamour of it. And then you'll hear this person saying, or this entrepreneur say, oh, I make this much a month, or I make that much a month. They don't never highlight the entrepreneurs that's committing suicide because they got into something that they couldn't handle.
Because let me tell you something.
Or it's a bunch of broken relationships, in business and in their, you know what I'm saying, personal life.
Entrepreneurship is not for the weak.
Yeah.
People think, oh, y'all don't want to work a 9 to 5. It ain't that we don't want to work a 9 to 5. Half of the time, and a lot of times when you first starting out, you work for free. Like, people don't even understand. Like, to be an entrepreneur and you found that thing that you really want to do, you really want to get off the ground and you want it to be yours. Yeah. You are the beginning, the end, the middle. You are everything of that business. A lot of the times you're working for free. So when you say like, oh yeah, like they don't talk about the entrepreneurs that commit suicide. We talk about all the success, right? Because, you know, Instagram, TikTok, it's all for the glitz and glamours. Like, we don't show the rough part. It'd be like, all right, I just bought a house, but you ain't show the 12 months of you crying and going sleepless because you trying to figure out
you ain't show the people stealing your material.
Yeah, like you ain't showing.
You ain't show how they took the money from you on the back end.
Yeah, or you bought the house and then
it had a bad foundation. It looked real nice, but it had a bad foundation.
Bad foundation. I got a good deal, y'all, but then
you ain't even get an inspection on it.
I ain't get an inspection and now my foundation bad. And it's like, well, but that's part of investment. It's risky, not to scare y'all guys out of investing because it's very rewarding at the same time, but it can be risky. So
yeah, do your due diligence. Always. In any industry.
I'm going to be 100 transparent. Before I got into real estate, I did not do my due diligence. I was like, all right, well, you know, let's see what wholesaling feel like a little bit. No, really like that. Yeah. All right, go and get your license. I go get my license, but then I was like, I'm about to just go sell houses. No, it don't work like that. Yeah, it didn't work like that, and it's a lot of work that people don't see that you have as an entrepreneur. That you got to put in on the back end. And we all say it. Every entrepreneur say it. All the greats have said it. When you starting out on your own like that, like investing and everything like that, don't look at your friends and family for that same investment. It's going to be somebody that you don't know. It's going to be somebody that see something in you that ain't nobody else seeing in you. And that's who it is. So, cause I get so caught up with these new athletes and entertainers because everybody got a momager or a dadager. And it's like, they only riding the coattail because they don't know nothing about, you know, growing and maintaining money for real. Cause they ain't never seen this type of money. So let's talk about budgeting and investing. How does budgeting play a crucial role in successful investment strategies? And what are some practical tips for allocating funds towards investing?
Okay, budgeting. Let's talk about it on a big scale, right? So Warren Buffett, I think he just liquidated his portfolio. I think it was Apple of like 139 million, right? He just liquidated that because he wanted to be liquid in a certain time frame. And that certain time frame that I'm talking about is so that he's liquid enough to, like, when real estate goes on sale, like the pandemics, the recessions, everything like that.
Or when interest rate drops really, really low and then you're able to get in at a good spot.
Yeah, but then it's a lot of people that still buy when interest rates are high, because when interest rates are high, nobody's buying, right?
So like,
and that's when the wealthy people come in with the hedge funds and the stuff like that, because they're gonna clean house because they got money to blow.
Because there's a lot of landlords around here,
and then you got to buy it from them,
right? At a different price though. So like, like you talk about interest rates and you talk about a lot of people don't buy when they high. So like we're seeing right now in the industry, in the real estate industry, like interest rates was what people call, what society says high. Because me personally, by studying the trends of real estate and seeing how things go, like this ain't the first time this to happen. Yeah. It ain't gonna be the last that it happened. But we had a pandemic. People got used to those 2%, 3% interest rates, and didn't understand that, you know, that had to happen for the economy to resume as normal business. But we're in the market right now, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait to buy because the interest rate's gonna drop. And I tell them right now, And if you listening right now, if you waiting for the interest rates to drop to buy a house, you fooling. You need to buy like right now. Based on simple factors, when they do drop, guess what's gonna happen? Everybody gonna flood the market. Now you in a bidding war on houses, and now you wind up paying more money for the house, and because you was worried about an interest rate.
Yeah,
you could always refinance that.
It's 2 times that you're supposed to buy a house, right? 20 years ago, the first time, and that's right now.
Right now, I'm telling you, man.
20 years ago, and right now,
I tell friends, I tell whoever I could tell. I was literally on the phone. What they called me for? They called. I was having some technical difficulty. I'm taking some classes, and I tell them, and I'm like, I picked up a whole client on a customer service call. Like, I'm telling you, like, you need to buy right now. Like, oh, well, I'm not very financial literate. That's okay. We gonna walk you through this because we're gonna help you be more financial literate. We're gonna help you find a good deal. That's what we do. That's like, we're not here just to open doors or just to give you a outline of what to do for credit or financial literacy. We're here to help. Like, that's what we're really here to do.
Yeah.
But, what are some common risks associated with individuals mitigating? Like, what's some common risks that you see or that you've experienced when investing, whether it's real estate, stocks and bonds, crypto, whatever it might be?
Yeah, the common. You said the common risk?
Yeah.
The common risk is number one, going broke. Because you take a risk, you betting on yourself, you putting all your eggs in one basket, right? That's one of the common risks, and you have to be willing to risk it. You have to be willing to, because without any risk, there's no reward. And when you risk little, you win little. When you risk big, you win big every time.
So, I ain't telling y'all go take your whole 401k. I ain't telling y'all to go take your life savings. Yeah. Big Mama done left y'all some money in Uncle Pete TV. I watched Soul Food yesterday. But Big Mama left y'all some money in Uncle Pete TV. And I ain't telling you to take it, because what we want to talk about is diversification of investments. So don't take all your money and put it in one investment. Let's talk about diversification. So let's emphasize on long-term financial health and diversifying your, because if you put all your eggs in one basket, we know what the outcome is, because if that take a hit, that's it. So when we diversify, we talking about real estate, we talking about crypto, we talking about stocks and bonds, we talk about different types of investments all over. So could you explain why it's important for some people to diversify their investments?
Yeah. Well, from that standpoint, you have to know where you are in order to be able to diversify, right? Because if you're not in a position to diversify just yet, you might spread yourself too thin, right? So in diversifying, you still want to put your money in certain places where I would say that money can stay there. So a lot of times what we do now is we put our money in certain stocks and bonds, and then we put our money into high yield savings accounts.
Right.
One of those would be Synchrony, right? And I think another one would be Apple Federal Credit Union, right? Apple Federal Credit Union. So that's
Apple
Synchrony Bank and Apple Federal Credit Union. Yeah, because what they'll do is
like Apple.
Yeah, the word Apple, yeah.
Oh, but Apple, it's two separate companies.
Two separate companies.
I was going to say, I didn't even know Apple had a credit union.
Apple Federal Credit Union. They both have savings account that yield, I think, 5%. 5% yearly. So
tell the people what a high yield savings account is. Tell them what that is.
Got you. So a high yield savings account, that's like if you have the savings account right now with, let's say, Chase, Capital One, stuff like that, you might get 0.002% on your money.
Okay.
So 0.002. on your money.
Not 2%, 002, y'all.
Now with these high yield savings accounts, you're getting 5%, 4%.
Y'all see how many zeros in front of the 2 first time and how many? So
I'm telling you.
Know the difference. Just know the difference, y'all.
So if you sitting 5,000 in that high yield savings account, you'll come out with at least a good amount on the back end of that 5,000 a year from now. And that's the same with 10,000, and that's the same with 100,000. So imagine if you just had 100,000 just sitting there.
Okay.
If you have it at home in the shoebox,
it ain't earning nothing.
It ain't earning nothing. But you put it in that high yield savings account, you're getting 5% of your money every year without doing nothing. Come on.
So look, let me talk to the NIL college students real quick. So they getting the bag. Gotcha. They are getting the bag. If y'all look at it, they bringing home millions of dollars. I mean, these are between the ages of 18 to 22-year-old individuals bringing home millions of dollars. What would be your top 5 investments? And before you say anything, I know real estate got to be in this top 5 because I don't know a millionaire who don't got it. So give me top 5 investments that you would invest if you were an NIL college student, and you just went and got that bag, that big bag.
Got you. So I want you to count them off of me because, like, I do a lot of research, I do a lot of studying, right? Because, other people have certain interests, and because, like, it might be somebody in real estate that, like, they really into beauty, like beauty products. Right. And it might be another person that's into real estate, but they into science. And another person that might be into cooking.
No, but what's your top 5?
My top 5.
If you was the number 2.
Because I just be wanting to help. So
the number 2 draft. Not the number 2 draft, but the number 2 player in the country. Yeah. Coming out of high school, you got an endorsement deal from Nike. They trying to give you a signature shoe off rip. You got another endorsement from, let's say, an energy drink, a protein shake. You got endorsements coming from left and right.
I see where you
going. You get this bag. Let's say you get about $2.5 million for your first endorsement deal, right? After you took out your money for your taxes, because people, please pay your taxes. Yeah. After you took out money from your taxes and everything like that, what are the first 5 things that you are investing in that's going to appreciate and make you some money off your money?
Yeah. First, I would say get a mentor, get a coach.
Okay.
I would say that, like, because, like,
my mentor, and telling the people right now.
I'm a mentor, right?
Right.
But, and this is some game and this is some sauce for y'all.
All right.
If your mentor doesn't have a mentor, if your coach doesn't have a coach, they're not a real mentor and they're not a real coach. So I would say that would want to be like your top. That's top 3. So mentor, coach, or I would say an advisor, right? So because coming into a lot of that money, I mean, because, like, a lot of people something that's really good, I might be biased, right?
Okay.
They come from the hood. So we coming from nothing.
I ain't gonna say...
We coming from nothing. I'm not saying, like, I'm just biased on that point because, like, I seen a lot of cold people. Some of them didn't make it because they made other decisions, and some of them did.
Right.
That's why I'm biased on that, because I come from that, right? So I'm not saying, like, you came from a good parent household and you worked your way real hard and then that you got to the league or you got to the deal or notoriety, whatever the case may be, right? Excuse me. I'm just saying, like, that's from my standpoint. So I would always say, get you a mentor, get you a coach, and then after that, understand what you want to do. Understand, like, cause that mentor, when you tell that mentor and that coach, like, actually what your dreams and goals and aspirations is, they'll say, oh yeah, you probably need to do something in real estate, right?
Right.
You probably need to, cause, like, this game ain't gonna last all the time. You might be here 1 year, or you might be here 10 years, right?
I be trying to tell a lot of athletes, like, there won't be another LeBron. 21 years, being a face of elite like that, bringing in the type of money that I ain't gonna lie, because they paying him, and, like, a lot of people deal bigger than LeBron's deal. But it won't be too many athletes that last 21 years, 22 years. I don't know when he leaving the game, but it won't be too many athletes. We probably never see nobody do that again. But what I'm saying is, like, LeBron, good. Like, he a kid from the hood, and he was his family's answer. So when, like Shaq said when he first got his money, he blew it in 24 hours. He spent $1 million in a day.
But I guarantee you, he didn't have a mentor and he didn't have a coach.
Right. He didn't. But because a lot of these kids, you know, when it happened for you, it just happened. A lot of people not prepared for it to happen.
Yeah.
But after you invest in your mentor and the people that's around you, because when you say invest in mentors, like, you got to pay a coach to tell you what to, like, not on the court or the field, but a financial coach or a financial advisor, a financial mentor, however you want to put it. You got to pay them because they don't nobody work for free. But at the same time, like, after that, like, what's your next investment to grow and gain this and maintain this money? So, like, I did some research on LeBron. LeBron currently right now owns $44 million worth of real estate. Like, if he was to, we know it ain't gonna happen. It's almost impossible because he's an amazing businessman. But say he go broke, he still got $44 million worth of real estate that he can liquidate if he need to. But after you got your advisors and everything, what are you putting some money into? What stocks you putting money into? What you putting money into to help grow your money, that your newfound wealth?
Yeah, I would definitely say index stock. So that would be a stock that's in, let's say they in the retail, like, because you got Louis, you got Gucci, you got Target, you got Walmart, you got Amazon. It might be a stock in the index that has all of these stocks in it. So you pulling off of all of these big companies, right? So I would say, because, like, that's a good place to start investing, because, like, who wouldn't want to invest in Amazon, Apple, Coca-Cola?
So what? Walmart? How much what's a good number? So you got 2.5. What's a good number to put in your index investment?
I mean, you always want to mitigate risk, so you do want to do your research before you do it. But I would say if you got 2.5, I would say put 50,000. 50,000
first investment in the index. What's your next investment?
The next investment, I mean, like I say, it would always go out for the mentor and the coach, because the mentor is going to help you.
I'm trying to get you to mentor them right now.
No, what I'm saying mentor, because it's a lot. Like, when I'm saying mentor, I'm just not talking about one person. I'm saying, like, you have to have a mentor for what you're trying to do. You have to have a mentor for where you at right now. Like, it's in sports, basketball, football, whatever the case may be. You have to have a mentor in that. And not your coach. I'm talking about somebody that's already done it, right? So somebody that's already done it, then you have to have a financial coach, right? Then you have to have a spiritual coach, right? And then you have to have a taxes coach.
I get what you're saying, like, but you're not answering my question.
Okay, so
what's the top 5 things you invested in? You come into that bag?
Oh, stocks, real estate, my carrier business. My carrier business is Agape Power Express, right? So a carrier business. So that would be stocks, real estate, carrier business, and the mentor. How many is that? That's 4. That's 4. And
if you include yourself, that's 5.
The self, I'm gonna say that's given, but, like, I'm gonna say the LLC.
The LLC.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the LLC.
What you mean invest in the LLC?
Just invest in having the LLC, because whether you know it or not, you are a business. Like, your social security number is
you a brand, right? At the end of the day, you a brand. Regardless of
you
the
are a business, like, because, like, if you coming into that much money, people looking at you like you God. Almost.
No. I mean, it ain't if, like, they looking at you, because when you do come into that money,
like, that's why I'm saying, like, you want to like start you like a business. That way you will have something that you put your money in.
That's why when people ask you, can I borrow some money? Man, it's tied up in investments.
It's tied up in investments right now.
Do nothing for you.
But you can't have it tied up in investments if you don't have the business.
Right.
And then with the business, you can have an LLC, then you go into the holding company. Then from the holding company, you go to the trust. Now that's a whole different ball game. Like, and that's when you have like those millions of dollars and things like that. Like you always want to start it off like that. You want to have your LLC, and your LLC needs to have a holding company. And then from the holding company, you go to the trust. And in the trust, you have under like all of your businesses are under the trust. And then when you get deeper than that, you put all of your personal your assets and things like that under a personal trust. Okay.
And okay. So what beyond immediate financial concern with college students who want to start planning for long-term financial futures, such as retirement, saving, investment portfolios, what is one thing you would tell them right now?
You said one thing I would tell
a college athlete student who wants to start preparing for like retirement, investments, just planning for their financial future. What is one thing you tell them?
I would say look at your finances. See where your credit report is at, right? See where your credit score is at. See where your bank account is at. And I would say talk to God. That's always them my biggest three, like every time. Like talk to God, check my money, check my credit.
Check my money. Yeah. Talk to God, check my money, check my credit.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with none of them.
God first, y'all. God always first. So talk to God, because he gonna make sure everything else aligns. So, I feel you on that. All right, so we about to go into our game real quick. I got a game for you real quick. So it's called Brain Blitz. It's a little sports, it's a little real estate, it's a little financial literacy. So we're gonna get you a timer going here. Let's get a timer. 30-second timer, please.
30 seconds. Hot seat. Come on.
Hot seat, baby.
Hot seat.
Siri ain't want to listen to me though. So I gotta set
good, because a lot of times we gotta do it manually.
I gotta set the timer myself.
So they don't want to listen.
Let's get the 30-second timer going. 30 seconds.
And I know you from Cleveland, so just know what I'm saying, make sure you try to kind of say them. You know what I'm saying? Why I can understand it. I got the accent be coming out sometimes. The accent be killing some people sometimes. But it's like you from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. East Cleveland to be exact. But then you got I've been in Texas so long, so it's like it merged. So like some people like, you from Louisiana, like you from here, and I'll be like, nah, like I'm from Ohio. But all right, so we got the timer right here, 30 seconds. Okay, come on.
First question, we want to see how many questions you can get right. We're gonna keep track real quick. So I'm gonna hit start, and then I'm gonna start reading.
Gotcha.
Or you want me to read first, then hit start? I'll read the first one. I'm going to give you your first couple of seconds for free.
Yeah.
All right. So, which of the following athletes holds the record for most Olympic gold medals? Start. Which athlete holds the most Olympic gold medals?
Oh, shit. What, LeBron?
No.
Michael Jordan?
Say it again.
Michael Jordan?
Nah, Olympic gold medals.
Olympic gold medals. I mean, USA.
Serena Williams, Simone Biles, Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps.
I would say Serena.
In which sport in the term hat trick commonly used?
Hat trick. Basketball.
Golf, tennis. Dang, bro. We only got to one question.
Nah, I thought you go off of the name off the people. Like ask me the question and then name off the people.
We're gonna start at hat trick. In which sport in the term hat trick commonly used?
I want to say football.
Football. Who is the NBA all-time leading scorer?
LeBron.
All right. What does MLS stand for in real estate?
MLS.
Uh-huh.
Multiple. Oh man, I forgot that one.
We got
MLS.
Mainland
I know it's
Lease
a
Source,
place where you go see the houses at. I know that.
Market Listing Standards, Mortgage Lending System, Multiple Listing Services.
Multiple listing services. Yeah.
What is the term used to describe an increase in the value of property over time? Depreciation, appreciation, equity, amortization.
Oh, appreciation.
What are the following which of the following is not a type of real estate investment? Mutual fund, house flipping, real estate investment, rental property.
A mutual fund.
What is the term for a sudden... I can't read today. Excuse me. Yep. What is the term for a sudden and significant decline in the value of a market or asset? Inflation, recession, deflation, crash.
I'm gonna say inflation.
All right.
I know it's out of.
We gonna go get you. We gonna give y'all the right answers, y'all.
Recession.
We gonna give y'all the right answers. What is the purpose of a 401k retirement account? Tax-free savings for education, tax-free savings for healthcare, tax-deferred savings for retirement, tax-free saving for travel.
For retirement.
Boom. And then we got the last one. What does APR stand for in the context of loan and credit cards?
Mm-hmm.
APR.
APR, that is annual percentage yearly.
All right, y'all. He got a few of them right, but we're going to go through them real quick. So the person who holds the most Olympic gold medals is Michael Phelps.
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael. I said Michael Jordan. It was Michael Phelps. Other Michael. That's my guy too.
Which sport is used the term hat trick? We're going to go with soccer. A lot of people don't pay attention to soccer, but soccer be busting.
It do, but it just takes too long to get one.
That's a lot of running. That is a lot of running.
The highest score be 4 or 3.
Who is the NBA all-time leading scorer? We know it is LeBron James. He just did that by beating out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in this last upcoming year. MLS stands for Multiple Listing Services. Mm-hmm. That's where we go check out the houses, what's on the market, what ain't on the market. What term is described to increase the value of property over time? Like he said, appreciation. Land does not depreciate, it only appreciate, because that's just what it do. So great investment for things that don't depreciate. What are the following? Which of the following is a type of real estate investment? Like he said, is not a type of real estate investment. And no, a mutual fund is not a real estate investment. What is the term for a sudden significant decline in the value of the market? And the answer was crash, just like in 2008 when we had that crash.
Okay.
What is the purpose of a 401k? Like he said, tax deferred saving for retirement. So if you work a 9-to-5 and you got a 401k, or you used to work a 9-to-5 and you have a 401k, try not to touch it, y'all. Like, let that money sit there and let it gain its interest. Yeah. And then y'all really taxed a lot when y'all pull it out early. So if you got a 401k, just leave it there if you can, because, you know, it's basically a great savings account.
We got a couple other avenues we can go to with like life insurance and Roth IRA.
We don't have to bring you back for a part 2. We don't have to bring you back for a part 2 and let them educate the people on some other stuff. And APR stands for annual percentage rates. So that's it. That's all I got. Tell the people where to find you at. How to get in contact for mentorship, for guidance, for credit repair. Let them know where to find you at. Got you.
So you can find me on pretty much all platforms at Grand Marquise, right? Grand Marquise on TikTok, Grand Marquise on Instagram, Marquise Foreman on Facebook. I'm saying tap in with me there. Reach out to me with a DM, and I'm saying let's get it started for you.
All right, y'all, and y'all already know who I am. I'm Whitney, the Real Estate Game Changer. Y'all find me on Instagram at the Real Estate Game Changer, on TikTok, the Real Estate Game Changer. Facebook is just my name, Whitney Gord. So, all right, y'all, that's a wrap for today's episode of Wealth Over Fame. If you like what you heard, hit the subscribe button down below. Remember, the game is sold, not told. See y'all next time and stay hustling. I'm out.